Okay, this is the problem over here. And I'm going to say it's fairly easy to write in standard form because I clearly know the coefficient on the x squared. And what's that going to be? It's going to be this thing right here, right? Which is a squared minus b squared minus c squared plus 2bc. I'm going to write that down for you. So I get a squared minus b squared minus c squared plus 2bc times x squared. All right? That's not so bad. All right? And then someone says, do you know the coefficient on the x? And I do. It's right over here, and it's going to be minus 2 a squared plus b squared minus 2bc plus c squared times x. Do I know the constant? I do. The constant is a squared minus b squared minus c squared plus 2bc, and that equals 0. So just looking at the quadratic, I know this, and I know this. And the problem is, someone says, well, they did something spiffy with that, and you're right, they did. Now, I want to point out, they didn't do anything spiffy with this guy. They just left him alone. But they did something spiffy with this one and this one. And what they did was they factored it. All right, they factored it. I would say a lot of people struggle with that, and if you do, I guess you have to avoid it. All right? But I got to be honest with you, if I get it in a factored form like that, it's a much easier problem for me if I get into factored form. And the reason for that, then I could use my factors, see if I get it right. Let's write this down. So I'm thinking maybe it's a plus b minus c, x, and then a minus b plus c, x. All right? And then, kind of looking at the other factor. Let's take a look at that. It's got to be minus minus now. I'm just looking at it. And again, it's really nice if you can get these factored. I mean, really nice, because it's going to make it a lot easier. So I'm looking at it, and I'll be honest with you, the a plus b minus c cannot go in the first factor. So I'm going to put this over here. And then the a minus b minus c is going to go over here. I'm sorry, a minus b plus c is going to go over here. And I'm going to say, without me doing too much work, you could do it. If you multiply it out, I'm pretty comfortable you'll get this over here. I'm pretty comfortable you get this over here, and I'm pretty comfortable you get this over here. All right? I'm going to write x down now, looking at that factorization. And what's it going to be? A minus b plus c over a plus b minus c. That's from the first factor. Let's look at the second factor. X equals, you're going to get a plus b minus c over a minus b plus c. Let's look at the key, see if they got that. I'm looking for this one here. I see that. I see that. I'm looking for this one over here. I see it, and I see it. All right, now what they did, or I should say what I did. I'm the one who typed up the key. I don't know if the key existed for Wells's book. It's unlikely it did, by the way. Other than the fact that I'm sure individual teachers had to have keys made up. All right? Their idea of a solutions guide, by the way, was a very sparse document. All right? It might have been 20 pages long for the entire book. All right? Where they basically put down cryptic answers. All right? I really mean that. No work, cryptic answers. It is unlikely they had a detailed solutions guide. All right? So, I say a lot of work. I did the work, though. I did the quadratic, and the quadratic also resulted in this. All right? That brings us to the end of the problem set. But as I say, it's never over. All right? Ron Bannon, email address, B as in boy, the @ symbol, NNON.US. Thank you so much for paying attention, though.